Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Moran, and I will be reading the chapter 2 of my superhero novel, Believers. I'm going to share the screen for you so you can see the text while I'm reading. And here we go. Chapter 2, Childhood. Who's that? A girl asked. I don't know, a boy answered. Why doesn't he talk? Maybe he's scared. Maybe he's sick, another girl said with a worried voice. Can he hear us? Another boy asked. I don't know, but let's see. It was just another day in elementary school in the year 2007. Second grade students were outside enjoying recess time, climbing monkey bars, going down slides, and playing hide and seek. All the children were running, jumping, yelling, and playing together, except Jerry. He often hid alone inside a large cement tunnel. He could not communicate well with others because he was still learning how to talk. They would ask questions, make up stories, and poke fun at Jerry, but he could not respond. He did not like attention and tried to keep his distance, but his classmates were persistent and approached him daily for interrogation. Hey, you, what's your name? A boy asked. How old are you? Another boy asked. Do you hate us? A girl asked with a scared voice. Try as they may, the children could not reach Jerry. All their questions remained unanswered. They soon began speaking among themselves. What's wrong with him? A girl asked. I don't know, a boy replied. I know, the group leader exclaimed. You do? Everyone asked curiously. Yep. What is it? The group leader gathered everyone and whispered. He's got cooties. Yuck! Everybody run! A little girl screamed, and everyone ran away frantically. Anytime something like that happened, Jerry either stood still in confusion or ran away to another hiding spot. Unlike other children, Jerry could not understand the world for special reasons. He could hear everything and everyone in the classroom, every whisper and every rumor. If there were classrooms next door, he could hear those children and teachers too. It was too much information for him to process. Everything entered his mind simultaneously and confused him. The only person he could understand was his therapist, Miss Astuto. She was a polite and patient young woman. She worked alone with Jerry in an isolated classroom, far away from everyone else. He could still hear the outside world, so she tried giving him headphones to reduce incoming sounds, but he did not like them. Eventually, she provided small pillows for Jerry to hold up against his ears. That way, he could feel comfortable and focus on Mrs. Studo's voice. She would teach him reading and writing skills and only ask one question at a time. She would speak, write the question down on paper, and wait for Jerry to respond. No matter how long it took, Mrs. Studo never lost her patience. If Jerry could not respond with words, he would draw a picture. His drawing skills were poor at best. Mrs. Studo considered his drawings better than no response at all. By fourth grade, Jerry finally learned how to communicate. Unfortunately, he caused trouble for many people along the way. With his super hearing, Jerry told Mrs. Studo everything he heard during school. I heard students talking badly about Miss Hampton. They said she was mean and old and smelled like a dead rat. They say bad things about me, too. They don't like me very much. They think I'm dumb. A few weeks ago, I heard Miss Peterson talking to Mr. Smith, and she liked him. They went out on a few dates, but this week I heard her crying on the phone. She said that Mr. Smith cheated on her. What does that mean? Miss Astuto gasped with surprise and shock. Jerry told her all kinds of things, some of which were not very appropriate. She thought at first that Jerry was lying or making up stories. However, She believed in Jerry and thoroughly investigated. It turned out he was always telling the truth. Word spread quickly that Jerry was quite a detective and a snitch. Everyone kept their distance, including students, teachers, and staff members. Nobody wanted to be friends with Jerry because of the trouble he might cause. In fifth grade, a new student named Ryan entered the school. He was German and Colombian, a unique mix that intrigued everyone. He was athletic, charming, and witty. He was also adventurous and loved sharing stories. Everything he said was wild and imaginative, with a clever mix of truth and falsehood. But most people could not tell the difference. Within a week, everyone liked him, and he soon became the most popular kid in school. There was only one person who did not admire him: Jerry. Ryan thought himself the coolest guy around and wondered why Jerry did not like him. At first, Ryan felt annoyed, but soon found interest in the matter. He took it as a personal challenge to get Jerry to like him. One day, Ryan approached Jerry alone during PE class. Jerry was sitting on the outskirts of the field playing with blades of grass. When they spoke for the first time, Ryan learned more than he bargained for. Are you Jerry? Yeah, my name's Ryan. New kid in town. Okay, Jerry said nonchalantly. Okay. What do you mean, okay? Ryan asked with attitude. Ryan was shocked and irritated. All the other kids were excited to meet him. Jerry, however, remained relatively silent and did not seem to care about him at all. Nonetheless, Ryan continued the conversation. Whatever. I came to see if you wanted to play a game or something. No thanks, Jerry replied. Why not? Haven't you heard anything about me? Yes. And? Ryan asked, expecting a compliment or praise. Jerry stopped playing with the grass, looked at Ryan with a serious face, and said, You tell different stories to everyone, which means you're lying. What? That's not true. Yes, it is. No, it's not, Ryan exclaimed. Jerry sat quietly on the grass, and Ryan was frustrated. He thought Jerry was being a jerk and wanted to scream at him. However, he always thought people might be watching and kept his cool. He soon knelt down and whispered to Jerry, Dude, it's part of the game. What game? Jerry asked. Life. Getting people to like you. Being popular. It's all part of the game. What do you mean? Sometimes you gotta lie, tell crazy stories, and shake things up. Anything to get attention, Ryan explained. I don't get it, Jerry said, looking at Ryan, waiting for further explanation. Ryan looked dumbfounded. He thought Jerry was messing with him, but in truth, Jerry had no idea what Ryan was talking about. Jerry looked genuinely confused. Ryan took a deep breath and asked Jerry, How many friends do you have? 5? 3? 1? When Jerry did not respond, Ryan started shaking his head and said, You don't have any friends, do you? Nope. At that moment, it all hit Ryan like a sledgehammer. Jerry was a lost kid. He was living like a hermit, isolated and alone at school. Nobody cared about or understood him. Ryan could not imagine a life without friends, and Jerry was living that life. He felt bad for Jerry and said, How about this? We'll be friends as long as you follow whatever I say. Like a slave? No! I've got a lot to show you, and it'll be fun. You'll be my sidekick, Ryan replied with a smile. Jerry remained quiet, and Ryan said, It's your choice, man. Then he turned around and was about to walk away when Jerry said, Okay. From that moment on, Ryan and Jerry became the best of friends. Throughout fifth grade and most of middle school, the two were inseparable. They played games, went to parties, made new friends, picked the same classes, and met each other's families. Ryan even helped Jerry get his first girlfriend in sixth grade. It did not last very long, but it was a step in the right direction. Jerry was becoming a complete human being, and Ryan enjoyed having a protege. In the year 2013, at the end of eighth grade, however, it all went south. Ryan's popularity reached an all time high when he started dating the hottest girl in school, Tiffany. She had long blonde hair and always wore pink. She stood out everywhere and attracted lots of attention. But not everyone was happy about Ryan dating her. One day, a big kid found Jerry and Ryan alone after school. They were hanging out inside an empty hallway, waiting for their parents to pick them up. Jerry was playing Game Boy, and Ryan was listening to music. The big kid with huge arms and a black tank top shirt came walking down the hallway and seemed cool and casual. But Jerry had a feeling something was wrong. He nudged Ryan to take off his headphones. Hey, Ryan, who's that guy? I don't know. He's kind of big, isn't he? Jerry asked worriedly. Don't worry about it. Ryan shrugged, put his headphones back on, and continued listening to music. Big mistake. The kid walked up with bulging muscles and pulsating veins. He looked like he was 17 years old and did not belong in middle school. He grabbed Ryan by his shirt, picked him up off the ground, and slammed him into the wall. He began cursing and yelling at Ryan, divulging his story with anger and spit. They soon found out who he was. Seth, Tiffany's older brother, and he was furious about Ryan dating his sister. Jerry grew scared and ran off to find help, but he quickly stopped and realized if I run away now, Ryan may get severely hurt. By the time I find someone to help, it might be too late. Putting all his fears behind him, Jerry charged head on at Tiffany's brother. He used his shoulder and crashed into Seth, but it did little to stop him. In fact, he looked at Jerry with bloodshot red eyes and crouched down, ready to pounce like a devil cat. Jerry turned around and tried to run away, but Seth caught his arm and swung him into the wall. Jerry scrambled to recover quickly and escape, but Seth pushed Jerry into the wall again and punched him in the stomach. Jerry fell to the floor and could barely breathe. His vision was getting blurry, and he was having trouble staying conscious. Ryan grabbed his eighth grade math textbook out of his backpack and hit Seth in the back of the head. Unfortunately, Seth turned around and grinned, as if unaffected by the blow and ready to rumble. Ryan retreated slowly and said, You better back off before someone comes and sees what you've done, and wait until Tiffany finds out. Don't talk about my sister, Seth retorted irritably. He charged forward with both arms and bulldozed Ryan to the ground. He towered over him like a beast, savoring the moment before killing his prey. Then he began kicking Ryan on the floor, 1, 2, 3 times in the stomach and ribs. Jerry watched, but could not handle the reality of the situation. He inevitably lost control. His body levitated off the ground and placed him on his feet, but his head was hanging down, and his dark brown hair covered his face. Soon his hair began flowing upward, revealing flaming red skin and eyes black as night. He extended his right arm, and invisible energy wrapped around Seth. It paralyzed him like a straitjacket, and he could not move. Jerry screamed, Get away from him now! In one violent thrust, he launched Seth across the hall and into a wall. Crash! Seth's body accidentally smashed a red fire alarm box. Within seconds, Jerry saw his normal, carefree life falling apart. The fire alarm sounded and water poured down from the ceiling sprinklers. He watched Ryan and Seth run away in fear, as if they had seen a monster. He would never forget the terror he saw in their eyes and Ryan's trembling gaze before running away. Jerry felt cold and alone as water seeped into his clothes. He was lost and confused, wondering where that power came from and how he had become the enemy. He wanted to explain himself and fix things, but it was too late. Everyone was gone. When Jerry saw his mother, he cried in her arms like a little boy. He was scared for himself and everyone around him. He tried telling his mother what happened, but she could not understand any of it. She thought Jerry had a nightmare or saw a scary movie. She comforted him, assured him it was all over, and told him not to worry about it. Ryan and Jerry did not talk again for years. Seth told no one about what happened because he did not want people to know that he lost a fight against a middle school kid. From that point on, Jerry decided to hide his powers. He did not want to hurt Ryan or anyone again. He also did not believe he could control his powers. He did not believe in himself. And that's it. We finished chapter 2. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. And next video will be chapter 3.